Rightio, welcome back to episode 6 of the Trot. Yeah, and I'm here with
Mason.
And I'm Matt, and we're both D1 runners at the University of New Orleans. And this is going to be a decently big episode, even though we both kind of ran like average, because we had a race, Crimson Classic. But yeah, I mean, we still had a training week, so we got to kick into that, because everyone wants to know what we did before the race. No one cares about the actual race, right?
Yep.
So, I guess Monday...
I did 11 total, 8 in the morning.
I did 13 total. We had hill strides in the morning, and it was my second day of wearing a t-shirt. So yeah, that was pretty cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, so second day in a row, but it's cooling down in New Orleans. How about that?
Yeah, I was feeling good.
Tuesday, Mason, the workout.
Yeah, the workout was 2 mile tempo into a 2 mile at 68.90, about. And then 400, 300, 200, 100.
What was the rest?
200 meter jog between short reps, 3 minutes between the 2 miles.
Yeah, so there you go.
You know how it is. Ended up hitting 10:16 for the 2 mile tempo.
Wrong.
That was cut down a little bit. Right?
Yeah, we cut it down. We went through in 5:12 and closed in 5:04, which caused a bit of uproar amongst the team.
And then we hit 10:12 for the next 2 mile. I don't know the exact splits, but they were around
68.90. But
actually, we hit that perfect. Now that I think about it. So it was 68.90. I remember.
No,
it was 68. Then fast on the.
Yeah, it was like 87. But Matt Hanso was doing some classic surging in the floats.
And then 64, 47, 31. 13.
I was sitting behind Kelvin, bro, and I sat behind Kelvin for that 200 because we were in the same group the whole workout, we should say. And bro, I was sitting on Kelvin. That man is a smooth mover.
Oh yeah,
like smooth mover. Like, man, I don't know.
You'll be running smooth.
And I mean, the whole group had a good workout. It was colder, man. Vibes were just good, bro.
Yeah, that was
vibes were just good.
I doubled 3, he doubled 4.
Yep, I also, I did it at work, so...
You split it up?
Yeah, so I did 15 minutes, and then a customer came in, so I had to serve for like 30 minutes, because they wanted shoes, and then I just did 2.5 miles after.
That sucks, actually. I'd be pretty mad.
Well, no, not really. I mean, I got paid to just
Well, I know, but to have to split my shakeout up.
Yeah, but I mean, it ended up working well because I ended up just cranking. I'm just running like 6 flats on the treadmill in the store. Yeah. I feel like such a super villain, bro.
Next day was 7 and 4. I actually did 7 and 4 as well, so we matched mileage that day.
Damn. And then the day before the race, so Thursday, I did 4 before we traveled.
Yeah, I didn't. I slept in.
And then we did a course preview, and this is when, you know, things were like, ooh, this course is pretty, like, I mean, I thought the course was primo. I thought it was a really good course.
I thought it was a sick course. That doesn't mean it wasn't hard. It definitely looked like a pretty difficult course.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was just, I don't know, there just wasn't as, like, quick as Southern Showcase, and we kind of knew that, but, like, we were all new, we were fitted.
But I will say Ethan was right.
They were rollable hills.
Yeah, they were such rollable hills. Like, I guess you could roll down there.
We can explain the course a bit more now, like... So, the start was downhill for the first, like, I would say, like, 150. So, oh my god, like, even doing strides, and then it kicks right up.
It wasn't just downhill. It was steep downhill for the first 150. And our start was rugged, so it was, like, it was steep, and then, like, a little flat plateau, and then steeper. So, it was hard to get down fast. I mean,
when we're doing strides.
Yeah, it was pretty sketch.
I did 2 normal strides and a longer stride, but the longer stride, talking about the next bit of the course, is the big-ass hill. Like, that's the big hill of the course.
Directly after
the downhill.
So, like, you do all of this. You go down about 50 feet and then up about 100 feet before you hit 400 meters, which is kind of ridiculous.
100 feet's such an overestimation.
Yeah, you're right.
But, like...
It's probably more 50 feet, actually, or 30 feet down, I would say.
But, so that was, like, the first bit, and then it kind of went uphill, like, slightly for the next bit, cut back down into a downhill, and then you kind of rolled on, like, a kind of downhill for the next, like, half mile. But it was, like, really weird. The course was really twisty. We got lost, so we were bickering quite a lot on this because, we kept on getting lost. Like, the course was quite, like, confusing. Even they had
Hot Wheels track.
Yeah, that's what someone said, Hot Wheels track. But, how did you travel as well? I feel like the travel part's important. So we took a big bus this time, which I thought made it a bit easier.
It was much better.
And it was 4 hours, so it wasn't really that long.
Yeah, I didn't have any problems with travel.
But, man, I don't know what it was, but I was so tired, like, after this travel. I don't know what it was. Like, I feel like I just been smacked. Like,
I'm just always tired.
Yeah, I know. And I just felt so, like, smashed. And then we had dinner, and we went to Olive Garden, remember?
For 3 hours.
Yeah, for 3 hours, dog. So it was basically the only Olive Garden in this place, like where the race was in Tuscaloosa. And what were the teams there? Florida State, Kentucky.
The whole meet.
Yeah, the whole meet went to this one Olive Garden because the next one apparently was like 15 miles away. So, dude, and it must have been like they were like, oh, who the fuck cares about UNO?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. But like,
we slapped half of them.
Yeah, like they
I say we slapped half of them.
Yeah, but they had B teams.
That's true.
But I mean, that's still kind of cool though, even their B team. But anyway, yeah, and it just took a while, and I was getting so cranky, dude. At one point, I got like so like pissed off. Not even just at like waiting. I don't know what it was. I was just so cranky. I was so hungry, bro.
Hunger bears.
Because we had like a sandwich at like 12, and it's like 8 p.m. And I'm like, dude, I really want to eat. I can't have anything.
I wasn't that hungry, to be honest.
Yeah, so I like went outside because I was, I don't know, but that like obviously shit happens. I was just really tired. I don't know why, but anyway, I feel like I'm using this to like sandbag before I talk about my race a bit. But
yeah, race was the next day.
Warm up too.
Slept well.
Yeah, I slept well as well. Mason wasn't playing TikTok at fucking 8:30 at full volume anymore, so it was actually pretty right.
I just played it at low volume.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, the race, I guess, yeah, I was feeling pretty good in the warm-up, and I was like, all right, fuck it, we're gonna go out this time. Like, I'm putting myself there. Last race, I kind of went out a little bit more conservative, so, yeah, I was like, I smashed the downhill of Pardo, smashed the uphill, bro, I could touch Patrick Kiprop, bro, whatever that guy's name is.
Victor
Kiprop, bro, I could touch him at one point. I was like, dude, and I was feeling really good, because, like, we went down the hill, up the hill. Guess what we split the first 400 in?
Oh, like 65?
Yeah, 64.
That's fun.
Right, and yeah, we were like right there. It was crazy. Because I just followed Pardo. That guy gets out so hard.
He does.
Bro, I feel like I'm a really good downhill runner there, and I think people realize this now after I've kind of performed well in cross. So yeah, I'm good at the downhills. So I went up, and I'll just finish the start real quick because I had something very like significant happen to me personally. So we're about like 500 in. We've kind of all settled down now into like a pace. And I had a guy like, you'll be able to see where I'm pointing on the camera, but if you're listening, I had a guy to my right, like literally probably like, 45-degree angle. And then there was an Alabama dude in front of me. And this guy just goes straight in front of me, clips the Alabama guy. The guy fucking like hurt, like runs around him. Guy fucking literally faces face first into the ground. I'm fucking right behind him.
I felt so bad.
I was right behind him. I kind of like move out of the way, and there's like the white picketed fence on the side, like the plastic one. Put my hand down and that, break it, kind of like stumble. I'm almost like half like falling over, and I'm like literally like, I wish there was a photo of it, but I was literally like about to fall over, and I kind of caught myself, and then I kept on running, so I was pretty like shaken up. I was like, shit. Bro, that adrenaline went straight to my head, dog. I could have literally run like a 28 and just like fuck the race up. Bro, I was so on edge. And then literally there was like a little downhill after, and I go on the downhill and I fucking look up for a sec, look down, hole, foot goes in hole, like fully like stumble again. All in the first like 5, like this would have been like 600 in, and
yeah,
dude, I had to like calm myself. But anyway, how did you start?
I started like shit, and then I kept going like shit.
Like, what,
I started pretty far.
Was there like a goal for you to like go out with someone, or like,
Yeah, my goal was to cling on to just, not the front guys obviously, but I was just going to try to be like top 30 for the start of the race. And I wanted to go out a lot harder than I did last time, and I just didn't. But I didn't panic. I made it up that hill. I got to the top of the hill, and I was like, yeah, I did not position myself well. We got to start picking people off. And it's just so hard to pick people off. I was so able to just cling on and like run with the pack, but to speed up because of the hills and stuff was just so hard for me.
So
didn't end up.
What'd you split through first mile?
450 something.
450 something.
Yeah, it was like 453 and then 501, and then I slowed down.
Yeah,
it was a bad day.
And then so I went 446 through the mile, and the second mile I think we should mention was supposedly like the fastest mile on the course, because you hit the first mile, you have to hit the hill, but as soon as you hit the hill, that next like mile is all like downhill.
Yeah.
So that second mile is really quick.
It was pretty sick.
And I split like a 450, so it was 446, 450. But that 450 is where Evan Pardo, who I was running with up until that point, he dropped me about a mile and a half in. Well, he did drop me obviously, but I kind of said I was in my head about it. I was like, dude, like I could go right now, but like I've got like fucking 4 miles to go, and like. Bro, he was going. He would have split like a 4:45 that mile.
Yeah, he was moving.
I was kind of a bit cautious, but I was like, dude, splitting anything under 15 for a 5K is like pretty crazy. Like, I don't really fuck with that. Like, well, I do fuck with that, but like, I just like didn't like think I could do it. I don't know, not that I think I could do it, but I kind of thought I was like, well, I think that's kind of stupid to be honest. Because I was like,
it depends.
Yeah, I don't know, but I ended up going through in 15:03 anyway. So there you go, spill the next mile. So. Next mile was like a 4:54, I think, and I was feeling pretty rough to be honest. I could see Pardo ahead, and I was like, dude, I need to like get up to him. Like, what am I doing? And then that 4th mile was when he surged, and I was like, fuck, like I can't work my Hanso magic in this last mile. I don't think, but he had a pretty big gap.
Yeah.
That was my slowest mile. That was a 4:57, but it was a tough mile. You were going like uphill.
Yeah.
And so I guess like last mile. I got passed like by 4 people, and I was like, shit, like I need to like get my shit together. And like with a K to go, I was pretty cooked to be honest. Like I was not feeling like Southern Showcase, but like I was like, you know what, I can grit this out. And I had a guy go around me with like 500 to go, and it was a Clemson guy as well. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get this guy scout. Like this guy, there's no chance this guy's beating me. And like I just sat on him, 200 to go. I could see like a group of 3 all kind of finishing together, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it.
Fuck it, we bull.
And then like the last 150, I was like, yeah, come on, like give it a crack, because I lost like 4 positions, and then I went past 3 guys like pretty quick, and then it was like another guy who I think it was I forgot what school he was at. It was a big school though, so I was like, fuck it, keep on kicking to the line.
The dude that you beat at the line? It's Auburn.
Yeah, Auburn. There you go. And I just like dipped on the line and I got him. And but yeah, I ran 25:03. But we should mention like the course was originally an 8.075K, so I guess 75 meters long.
Except it wasn't.
And then it probably was more like at least 150 meters long.
Yeah,
honestly, on my watch, I got fucking like 250 meters over, or like 1.3 miles.
I got like 170 meters over.
Yeah, so like and people on Strava kind of range from like 200, which obviously it means the course is probably 8.1K, because our watches obviously measure long. Yeah. But you know, even then, like that's still like that would have taken me to like a similar time that I ran it. You know, Southern
like,
Showcase.
Pretty much everyone that ran the race that had their watch on got 5.07 or higher. So
I mean,
it definitely had to be at least 150 meters long.
Yeah, but like obviously, I'm only saying that to like kind of defend the time, because I actually thought I raced pretty well. Yeah. I mean, I came 58th, which I was like, when I saw that, I was like, dude, I've never finished 58th before. 58th? Like that's a little, like that feels like, I don't know. I've just like not experienced that before. Even like Southern Showcase, I was like 30th. I was like 30th is like, you know, I feel like I'm kind of close.
Yeah.
But like, dude, 58th, and this was a good meet. Like, I think that's the gist of it. Like, this was a really good meet.
You got 20 Alabama guys,
yeah.
10 Auburn guys, 10 Florida State guys, or not.
Georgia. Even Georgia's actually pretty alright.
10 Georgia guys, 10 Kentucky guys.
Yeah.
It was pretty
10
stacked.
Memphis.
Yeah, it was pretty stacked race.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. It was an okay day, just because like obviously I've been training with Pardo pretty hard. I haven't lost them this season. I kind of thought like I'd be closer to Pardo, honestly, but I think that's the only reason I'm slightly disappointed. Obviously, like I love Pardo ran so well, and I'm so glad for him. But
he did.
Yeah, like I know it definitely has changed my attitude now. It's like, all right, I need to like make sure I'm like still dialed in, because it's like, you know, I'm not just the number one guy on the team now. Like Pardo is close, Kate is close. Like anyone can do anything on the day. I think I just need to remind me of that. Not that it's, you know, obviously, like I feel like Pardo has been really close to me, so it's not a surprise. You know, I don't know. I was trying to articulate that better, but I definitely didn't. But that's alright. It's a fucking running podcast. But I don't know. It was a decent day. That was how, like, race reflections now.
Europe.
Yeah, like, you know, obviously you weren't happy with it. Like what's kind of gonna change going forward? Do you think? Like, what's
you're asking me?
Yeah.
Not run like a bitch.
Like, is it like a purely like mental thing then, or is it like?
I don't know. The races haven't felt great, but there's also no excuse to run what I've run. So you just gotta.
Well, you have
tip
you
your
have it
head
in
and keep going.
Yeah, because I mean you've been working out really well. I just think it's almost
I
like
I shot myself in the foot for both races. I won't shoot myself in the foot at conference. I know I'll race well at conference.
You did last year.
Get our shit together.
Yeah, nah, that's fully fair. I mean, you didn't run that. You still ran quicker than you did last time, though.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Still ran pretty bad.
Yeah, it's an improvement a little bit. I guess. I mean, I'm just trying.
Yeah, but both of them were.
It's tough. Like
3.5 miles of jogging.
What do you bit of a tangent. What do you think you say to like someone who's had a shit race? I just like don't know.
I don't talk to them.
Yeah, like
if I know someone had a shit race, I don't talk to them because I don't want people to talk to me when I have a shit race.
Yeah,
I give people the same treatment. I'll tell them good job. I'll like if they come and talk to me, I'll try to make them feel better. That's just by saying like, be honest with yourself, which I try to do. Be honest with myself. Every time someone has a bad race, that's always the first thing I say. It's like, all right, well, be honest with yourself. What happened? And don't just lie to yourself and be like, oh, this happened, that happened, this happened. Like, be honest with yourself. Like, that's what I do when I finish my races. I sit there, I'm honest with myself, and the only thing I could come up with is like, God, you're a bitch. Like, what was that? And I that's still the way I think of it. I just wasn't willing to go into the Davy Jones locker. I need to get there.
Yeah.
I hate 5-mile races, man.
Dude, I love
so much
breaks.
time.
Honestly, give me another mile, dog. Honestly, give me another mile. I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's NAU saying, dude.
Yeah, I need a lot more discipline.
Anyway, I guess we'll move on to the next segment, which is keep on if you know. But what? I just introed the next segment, and we didn't even talk about the next 2 days. Bro, that was very cool. Yeah. Well, I just looked at the time and I can see 18 minutes. I thought it would just be through it by now.
I did a 4-mile shake.
Yeah, I did 5 on Saturday.
You also ran when we got home.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought you did.
Yeah, there was a whole thing on the way back, and I was like, Clayton, can I double? And he's like, nah. And I was like, all right, you know what? Because honestly, like I've listened to Coach, but he would have got told by Brock that if he gives me like 85, I'll probably run 90. Like. It's just the way it works. Like, I don't mean to, because you accidentally get extra miles and workouts. Like, I count a lot of sketchy shit as well. Like, I count, like, walks and stuff. So he probably doesn't take that into account. Like, honestly, so I think Brock told him this, because when he gives me 85s, he gives me a range of, like, 83 to, like, 90. I'm like, all right, I'm going to hit 90 then, if he gives me a range. So, anyway, I just...
Yeah, but the team at
he didn't give me a double, so I didn't have a double.
Oh yeah, long run. I went into a tangent also. Sunday,
right? As if we both did.
I did 11, easy.
I did 13 easy. That was my this is like our last like really long run, I guess. Yeah. So I mean,
it felt good.
Yeah, I felt good. I ended up rolling a bit in the gut. Actually, you know what did happen in this wrong one? I was running around Audubon because what happens is we do a 5.5 out, 5.5 back. So obviously he's done, but I got to find 2 miles somewhere. But Audubon, where we start long runs, exactly a 2-mile loop, which is so clutch city, bro. I love Audubon.
It's also a good loop.
It's also a good loop because you can roll. So honestly, this is my favorite place to long run because you can still roll
every week.
We still roll. You can still roll on St. Charles, which is like a gravel what's it called, streetcar track, and obviously. Gravel. Yeah, and then when you run through the French Quarter, it's always just like cool, I guess, and it's like road and it's quiet in the morning, and I guess like Audubon is just like the perfect way to finish because you have that's pretty quick, and also it's a cool loop
and like 3 water fountains
which was so clutch with a shower.
Loop,
shower, oh my god, that during summer when it was like 100.
Yeah, you don't use that this time of the year.
But anyway, I had this man when I went into Audubon. I literally cut right to go into the park, and I was probably running about 5:40 pace, which is like 3:35 per kilometer. And this bloke is just plotted. Like, he's just out for a little trot. But you can tell he's like a semi-serious runner. Just by the way, he's like dressed and his body composition, whatever. And I go around him going like 5:40 pace. It's like distinctive that I'm running a lot faster than he is. And he just like latches on. I'm not even kidding. Like, he goes from a genuine jog to, like, he's, like, keeping up with me. But so I'm like, fuck this guy. Who the fuck does this guy think he is? Yeah. So, like, I just drop the hammer. I'm running, like, 520 pace. And I, like, hear him go, like, behind me. Like, this guy's trying so hard. So I was like, you know what? Just kept on speeding up. I was at, like, 5:15 pace, like, 0.3 into this mile. And then I was like, I dropped him. He, like, fully, like, stopped. And I was like, alright, sweet. And I just started, like, just jogging. Like, I jogged, like, a 5:40 mile, and then I said another 5:40 to finish.
I don't think there's anything wrong with random people trying to run with other people.
Well,
good competition.
No, it's the fact I went from a jog, like he went from a genuine jog to, like, keeping up with me. Like, I'm obviously running a way different pace than he is.
Good for him. I mean, he sees a better runner than him, and he looks for a challenge.
Bro, well...
It's respectable.
Fucking... I don't know. I don't find it respectable. It just seems like he's being a dick.
Respect.
I don't know. What do you guys think about it? Let us know, bro. Honestly... Whose side are you on? You're on Team Random Guy or Team Matt Hansen? Anyway, mileage for the week. What'd you hit? I hit 75. 76, sorry.
I didn't even calculate it, to be honest, but it was low 60s.
Low 60s? That's good enough for me. Keeping on with you or no? Real quick, we'll just mention the other boys' results, obviously including Evan Pardo.
You're
38 with 24.44.
Yep.
And, bro, ran quicker than he did at the Sutton Showcase, and he whooped my ass. Like,
yeah, he had a good day.
He had a good day.
He also rolled down the home straight.
Yeah, bro.
He was all still feeling good at the finish, which is crazy.
And, yeah, so shout out Pardo. We were going to get him on tonight, but he said he was hungry. So, there you go. Hopefully we'll get him on again, because that man is a dog.
Matt Hanso, my bad.
Yeah, me, 58.
In second. And then Cade, I don't know his place, but he ran 25:01.
25:37.
Whoa, what? Oh, yeah, you ran 25:01.
I ran 25:03.
Okay, yeah.
25:37, I think he was in the 70s. And then Baptiste, bro, number 4.
Yeah.
25:47.
Baptiste is rounding into shape. He's going to run well at conference. I already see it coming.
20,
I mean, he's a good runner. I mean,
a fourth runner.
You could tell the week that, like, he got here, he hadn't been running that much. But, like, the next week, he got slightly better. The next week, he got even better. And then that's when I was like, this guy's actually going to be good in cross. He's just, like, one of those guys.
Yeah.
And he has been. So that's going to be fun to see how he can perform in his actual events in track. Because
he's 8 and 15.
Definitely. He wasn't racing like this at ULL. So,
no.
I mean, he ran one race that was that impressive, I'd say, Arturo Barrios, but that was a really good race for him. I'm excited to see what he can do on the track.
Yeah.
And then fifth would have been
Alex in 25:54.
Yeah.
And I think he was maybe just in the 90s, 80s.
Yeah, and then I was sixth with 26:08.
Yeah. So.
And then seventh was it Tony?
Gary, then Tony.
Oh no, Kelvin.
Kelvin
Was seventh right behind me.
And then
I believe, and then it was Gary, Tony.
Yeah, and then Christian.
And Christian, yeah.
So, yeah, it was overall, we had a good day. I think we were 10th. Oh, no, yeah, we were 10th at the meet, and which is really good, yeah.
I didn't even know.
We were right behind Florida State.
Oh, Florida State beat us?
Yeah, just. Yeah. And then, we beat some really good teams. Like, we built Central Arkansas, which are above us in rankings. Yeah. Like, we beat some decent schools. So, overall, like...
Central Arkansas was missing their number one, though.
Yeah, but, still. But, so we're pretty confident we'll give it a crack at conference. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but relevant running news.
Oh, man.
Arturo Barrios.
No.
Some guys from our conference really popped off.
Yeah, UIW. And Tulane, bro. Tulane, oh my god, 23:38 they averaged. For their top 7 averaged 23:38.
Tulane was cracked. But Tulane, you've been seeing that.
We saying this course short?
No, I run it. It's not short.
Anyway, they ran on the 23 for the win. It was a UTEP guy.
And then second was Bradley.
Bradley goes as well.
Tulane. But you expect this from Tulane. They were supposed to be. I mean, they got 3 sub-14 guys. Yeah, you're going to be good.
Crazy,
and you knew Tulane was going to be a powerhouse in that region.
100%.
But UIW had a very surprising race. They placed right behind whoever got second. Who was second? Texas? No, Tulane was second. Texas was first.
Tulane won the meet.
Who else was there? Because A&M got 4th.
UIW got
forget
3rd. Who's in second. Whoops.
Second was
whoopsies, maybe Texas. But
no, it wasn't Texas. They definitely went to national or pre-nats or something.
No.
They only had one guy at Nuttycombe, Devin Hart. They didn't run their team. They only ran Devin Hart.
Anyway, if you know where Texas went, let us know in the comments below.
We don't know. But moral of the story, UIW had an insane race. Like, what was their average team
24
average?
flat for the top 7.
24 flat for their top 7 team average. Top 5 was probably 23:50.
Yeah, so they're going to be good at conference. But we got to mention that the course was obviously super fast. They had 30,
the course
30
is,
guys sub 24.
Well, I will say, the course is honest. It's not the easiest course in the world. It's flat, but there's a decent hill. But the big thing about the course that got me, well, first off, we ran in heat. They did.
Yeah,
they probably ran in some pretty good weather. But, well, the good conditions still get wiped aside by the fact that there's like a bunch of sand at our trail barriers. So if you're not in the front pack, you're just getting blasted with sand the whole time. And it actually makes it pretty hard to run. Like, I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but like...
Yeah, I get it. But
it's
like,
a lot.
That's probably you probably ran that like...
No, like,
it was just shit that year.
No, it's like...
The grass looked pristine.
It's like... no, it's the back in the woods where you wouldn't see anything. The grass is pristine, but the course is like a giant grass loop, and then it goes into the woods, and it's like a dirt loop.
See, this is this insight that you don't get on other podcasts, because I've never run this meet before. And I've never run
the way I just remember, like, I remember running at that meet, and it was constant, like trying to get shit out of your eyes, like
that's
blinded,
crazy, actually.
And like you could feel yourself breathing it in. I don't know if it was like that this year. It also wouldn't affect the time. I mean, it's one of those things. Well, I guess it could. It's one of those things that's not going to directly correlate to affecting your time. But if you let it get to you, it could definitely affect your time. So, but that's not the only thing. It's not the straightest course. It winds a little bit. There's a few pretty hairpin turns that I remember. You got a lot of wide turns that you can get caught on with a big group because there's so many people there. And there's a pretty honest hill that you have to go up twice. It's definitely nothing like Alabama, and it's nothing like any Australian courses, but it keeps you honest. And it's true distance. Dude, like a 1K straight, home straight. Damn. Isn't that ridiculous? It's the most miserable thing ever because you get to the top of the hill, and then you're at the home straight, and everyone's like, let's go. And you got coaches like Brock and Clayton that are going to tell you, like, 300 more meters, let's go. You have a 1K left. It's like, yeah, so that part's miserable as well. But just point being, it's not the fastest course in the world. So they ran really well.
It's definitely I don't know about that body, bro. They had 30 break 24. If that any course that
they had 30 break 24 last
30
year.
Break 20.
Colin didn't, though.
Bro, just kicked the microphone. Anyway.
I mean, I ran 25:50, then came back on a cow pasture in like a holy course. Both of them true distance, and ran 25:10 with 18.
Fair enough. Anyway.
And I ran Arturo twice.
Well, yeah, at regionals as well. Alright, we'll move on to Nutty real quick.
Wait, no, because regionals is a very good point. No one broke 30.
Yeah. You
had some Patrick Kiprop.
Damn, that didn't
break 30.
True.
Colin didn't break 31, I don't think.
No, he did.
Did he? 30 what?
Like 54.
Okay, well,
53.
Barely broke 31. I mean, it's an honest course. It's not.
Yeah.
It ain't no Highland Park or anything like that.
Crazy. Anyway, Nutty real quick. Graham Banks won. Parker Balby run. And obviously, big news as well. NAU are just so much better than everyone else, and it's not fun anymore.
That's not even big news.
No, it's not fun. They smashed BYU. Like, it wasn't close. It was like 66.
They're good.
Bro,
they're always good. Bro,
it's not
good.
fun.
One thing I didn't see that I also...
Stanford also sucked. Stanford looked like...
Stanford... Whoa, that surprised me. I wouldn't have thought Stanford could
do that,
like that. Yeah, but they did. I think losing... I mean, they lost... the main guys, Charles Hicks, but like they also lost some big hitters in their top 5. Devin Hart transferred.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure. I don't know if anybody else transferred, but I'm sure they might have lost another guy or two. Maybe people graduated. So you really lost.
Cole Sprout went pro. Charles Hicks went pro.
Cole Sprout went pro also.
Yeah.
So that's 3 out of their top 5 that they lost already.
Yeah, that is true.
That's pretty.
But they brought the youngs in, bro.
Yeah, but the youngs are too young to do anything yet. No pun intended. I mean,
I'm clipping that and putting that into an Instagram.
They're great runners. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not picking on them. They're probably going to be up top 40 at nationals. Like, definitely could make a bid for that.
Top 40 at nationals. They placed like 90th at Nutty Cone. What makes you think?
They could also run with. They're 13:37 guys. You're tripping.
Bro, but
you're not going to sit here and tell me a 13:37 guy might not go top 40 at nationals. Dude, Nutty Cone has 9 of the top 15 teams in the nation there.
What happens when you actually run the national meet?
I know guys that place top 40 at nationals that have run 13:50. Austin, 39th at nationals. Go check. Go look at his PRs. The Young's PRs are better across the board.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're good at 8K cross country.
Well, they debuted with a 23:40. They're pretty good.
Anyway, moving on to pre-nats. Oh, no one really cares about pre-nats.
Yeah.
Anyway,
pre-nats
concluding pre-nats.
Nuttycombe was
because Arkansas won, and they were ranked like 8. They beat some like really.
Yeah, but Arkansas also did not run.
Yeah, everyone.
They're number one.
Ben Shear broke 24.
Yeah,
23.
but they didn't run Kiprop. I don't think, unless Kiprop got beat.
Yassine Adala in second from Tennessee.
Yep, no surprises there. He's a good runner.
Yeah, I don't like him though. I don't like how he threw his medal.
A lot of people don't. I mean, he backed it up. I definitely think
how did he back it up?
No,
he hasn't won anything since.
I agree with you. It definitely wasn't the best.
And he face planted nationally.
It was a pretty arrogant move. That's funny. It was a pretty arrogant move to throw your medal like that. But I also respect his mentality. Like his reasoning for doing it. I don't love him at all, but his reasoning for doing it, I can see the reasoning. You know, throwing a medal out. He didn't think about the fact that like some people would kill to have that medal, but he plays silver. He wants gold. He's holding himself accountable and trying his hardest to get gold. I mean, I respect it.
That made me so mad that you just said that.
It made me mad.
That pisses me off, dude. I'll do anything to like get anywhere near his level.
Yeah, me too. But he's at that level because of that mentality.
No, he's at that level because of fucking genetics.
Well, that definitely plays a major role. But like, there's a 10% thing in there pointing to mentality. Running's so mental. I know it's it matters so much on genetics.
Bro, if you got me fighting one more time.
But I mean, yeah, I think having a mentality like that is pretty. I've always talked about that. Like the most arrogant people, sometimes it works for them. Like sometimes you need to be arrogant, and obviously there's a level where you're too arrogant. But I don't think Yassine's that. I think he just did one thing that was a little iffy. Also, I know a lot of people don't like him just because of his personality and stuff, but I'm fine. I'm fine with him. I don't have a problem with him. I don't love him. I think he's a great runner, and I think he's a great runner partially because of the way he holds himself accountable.
Yeah. Okay. I take your point, and I see it. I still don't like him.
That doesn't
mean respect him more.
This doesn't mean that if I podiumed and got silver, I'm throwing that shit in a river. I think that was scummy because he didn't think about like his fans when he did that. Like, because you can also look at it from a different perspective. Like, I'm not highlighting and say, like, dude's got a bunch of 15-year-old kids that are running 17, 18 in the 5K that look up to him that, like, are trying their damn hardest to do something in running. Then he places second at Nationals and throws the river in the medal. And some of these kids can't play second at Metro Meet 3A, Louisiana. The medal in the river. So, I see both sides. I see why that would be a bad thing. I also just... He's good because you get my point. And then what else happened? There was something else, wasn't there?
No, that's it.
Nothing?
I mean, I guess there was other meets, but like there was like an Illinois meet. I don't know.
I guess there was
nothing relevant, bro. Exactly, because this is relevant running news. We don't just talk about everything, because that's what every other podcast does. That's why
I had something on the tip of my tongue thinking that there was something relevant that happened, but I think I'm wrong now.
I mean, let us know if there was something relevant that we missed. I mean, there probably was, but I mean, no, there wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think there was, no.
Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on to our last segment, Hanso and Ranto and Apples and a Baffle. Do you have anything you would like to address from this week?
I'm just a bitch. That's my apples and a baffle.
Damn, bro, that's so sad. It's alright, we're changing this around, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'm currently a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta race, bro. I know what's going on.
I know. I can't even, like, my races have been less impressive than my workouts.
Dude, you've done some impressive shit working out. Bro, I mean, all the listeners have heard it, bro. All the listeners are like, bro, right now, I'm actually not, like, sitting next to you. I'm, like, sitting with the listeners that are watching right now. Like, that's what I'm doing right now, bro.
I don't get it.
We're just all watching you and going, bro, how the fuck are you running 26 minutes?
It'll fix itself.
Anyway.
I'm a peaker.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not a season runner.
Gary, yeah, I don't know. What if I've already peaked and I'm like,
me and Gary are gonna go 1-2 at conference.
Yeah, bro, you will.
You got us fucked up.
Also, bro, creatine, bro, I'm shredding, bro.
Dude did 3 pull-ups and he doesn't know how to act.
Dude, honestly, it's the creatine. I started taking creatine again. Like, I was taking it, like, when I got here, and then I stopped taking it. I'm just, like playing with my muscles right now.
I used to take creatine, and I really never felt the difference.
Bro, I don't know. I've been taking creatine, and I couldn't even do 1 pull-up. Like, generally, like, if I was tired after a big day, I couldn't do 1 pull-up. And today, just cranked out 3 real quick, and then I was like, take a bit of break, do some weighted push-ups in the gym. fucking banged out 3 more. Do some push-ups, but this time I cooked myself because I saw Mason doing the 25s, like on his back, like weighted push-ups. I was like, wait, watch this real quick. Did like 3, and I was like, oh my god. And then I went down, like up, like really slow, and I was struggling. And yeah, I did them, but I cooked myself.
Yeah,
like that was me done. Yeah, but then I could only do 1 pull-up. I could do 1 pull-up, and I was like, nah, that's it. And then my arms are lactic for the rest of the session. I was doing the other exercise, and I was saying, like, oh, my arm is so lactic.
When Tucci made me, I never even told them about this, I don't think. But,
this is good hands on a rant. It's a ranto. This is actually a rant.
Yeah, our strength coach one time made me load up for weighted pull-ups 70, and then I got 5 debatable reps of it, but they were close enough to real reps. I mean, like, our strength coach is looking for, like, full extension, and mine was more like this, and then, like, up to chin, and then this. I call them real, because when you're doing chin-ups, my logic has always been you have to go below 90, and then because going this far to your bicep, and you're using such a bicep strength movement, it just feels weird to me. But in normal pull-ups, I go all the way down. So we're doing chin-ups, and I did 70-pound weighted chin-ups. It was a 45 and a 25. Cranked out 5 reps of that, and then he made me load up 2 45s, 90 pounds, hanging from a belt, and I weigh 140, so I'm cranking out like 230 right now on pull-ups. And I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it, but he just really wanted to see it go down, so I gave it my best shot. I got 1 rep, like, with the help of my Achilles jumping me up a little bit, and I was able to get up by myself. I let myself down. I went back up, and I got stuck. Like, I get stuck right here, so I got stuck. And then he spotted me for the rest. And on the last one, he made me hold it at the top and just drop myself as slow as possible. So I just sat there, like, dropping with 90 pounds from me. And I hopped off of that bar. And I couldn't even move my arms. Like you say, you relaxed. Like, my arms were unusable for the rest of the lift. I couldn't even... Because we had the lunges. The lunges were the next exercise.
Oh
where
my god!
We had to hold 35-pound dumbbells and do lunges, and I was trying to hold on to those dumbbells, dude, and then they just slip out of my hands immediately. I'd be like, what the fuck? So I do like 3 lunges, put it down, like crack my hands real quick, do 3 more lunges, and then like stretch out my forearm. That shit was fucked.
That is so bad. Oh.
I mean, dude, but
bro, what benefit does that have for your distance run?
I think it still has benefit. I mean, strength, back strength, lat strength, bicep strength. I think it's all important. Upper body, back, it's got its place in
Bro, do you reckon there'll be any other elite runner that could crank fucking 90 pounds?
I'm curious. I mean, I can't do it yet, but I will be able to do it by track.
Another one, bro.
But I can crank out 70 pounds on pull-ups, so let me know if anybody else can.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's
that's
like
what I'm saying. Listeners, get a fucking book and a pen, bro. And you just gotta start writing all the things you gotta talk to us about.
Yeah,
so then you can just send us a massive paragraph.
Yeah, but I definitely think that's my most impressive athletic feat. Like, fucking running aside. Like, I'm not that good. I'm not that good of a runner. I'm not that fucking... I can't lift. I was a good swimmer. But, pull-ups, man. I can do some calisthenics all day.
Bro, that's crazy. Honestly, maybe that's like, Hobbs Kessler is like a rock climber.
I do.
Do you reckon it's like that benefits him?
Yes.
Like, yeah. Like, do you reckon he's just really, bro? I just hit a fly.
Have you seen Hobbs climb? Also, that dude's he's ridiculous.
Is it really good?
I mean, he was like ranked in the world supposedly. I think that might be bullshit. Fact check that. But I think
you can't just say shit. I feel like, yeah.
I know. I'm pretty sure he was like a very good climber, and he actually placed at some meets. But that's just what
speculation.
I said. This is just speculation, but he is a very good climber. I've seen videos of him climbing, so this I do know. He's good at climbing.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good place to end Hanso and Ranto and Apple and Baffle, and not just being like just a random conversation. So
yeah,
I mean, a different one this week. But I don't know. I feel like talking shit sometimes it's actually like it's funny to listen back to. Like,
there's nothing to talk shit about right now.
Yeah, there isn't. We're all
not many arguments this week.
I mean,
I lost in fantasy again.
Yeah, I lost in fantasy as well by 2 points.
Now. I went from 4-0 to 4-2.
Yeah, but anyway, after the fantasy update, Matt and Mason miscellaneous. I think that's the other segment I made last week.
Yeah, I gotta go deal with this bug bite on my tummy.
Anyway, that's the end of the podcast. Thanks for listening. Rate us
Cheers.
5 stars, and yeah.